Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome once again to SANDERSTEAD Cricket Club TV's Silly Points podcast with Dan Allen and yours truly, Ty Hall.
Hello. And, as a backdrop, we've actually got a cricket match.
Never been done.
Indeed, which is being filmed and will be separate to this, going up as a sort of edited highlights thing at some point. So, yeah, really exciting. It's great to be back, isn't it?
It is lovely to be back and blessed with some sunshine. We have sunshine today. There was cricket yesterday, which we'll talk about, and there was sunshine yesterday as well. It's what we've all been waiting for.
Definitely. And there's always Pilgrim.
Bit of Pilgrim.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. We're going straight into the news.
So, shall we start with yesterday?
Let's start with yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday, Saturday, it was our first day that anyone's been allowed to play cricket under the sort of COVID rules, and we had a sort of practice match. And Tyler, you played. I wasn't here, unfortunately. I couldn't make it, but T, you were there. So
I was there. Yeah,
some highlights.
As Dan mentioned, a little inter-club squad friendly, 2 evenly matched sides, and it was a perfect opportunity to get the new guys playing with some of us older guys and have a little look at people and have some fun, which we did. And there were some fantastic performances. I don't think anyone that played had a bad game, which was
really good,
phenomenal.
Really good.
Particularly some of the new guys. We had John Coles, who I opened with, and he scored 100 on debut, not out.
Yeah, and we saw a bit of him in the nets, in the winter nets.
Yeah.
I filmed some of John. You could just see he's a class act. And,
it's a very, very clean ball.
Yeah,
strikes it nicely.
Yeah, exactly, really well. Exactly. So really great to see him get a ton on debut. Was it a good one?
Good one. Yeah. He batted really nicely. It was lovely to watch. I'm pleased for him.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we have Chris as well, Australian Chris.
Yeah.
Another excellent addition to the club, and he opened for the other side and scored 62, I think, something like that. And again, batted brilliantly.
And Chris, I believe he came over. I don't know whether this is. I think he came over from Australia to play for Spencer, which is a sort of Div 1 club in the Surrey Championship, and that was many years ago. And he's now, got his British passport, so he's no longer an overseas player. But I had a comment yesterday from someone on the Instagram saying that they played with him at Waterlooville, and he's a class act, and we're lucky to have him. And the beauty of Chris joining is that he lives just behind the camera. He lives sort of down the road somewhere. So this is one of those real good occasions when someone moves into the area and joins us for all the right
walking
reasons.
Distance from the club as well.
Absolutely, or staggering distance. I understand that he drove up here yesterday but walked back. So cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Chris. And it was just a brilliant day. The pitch was fantastic, really, really, really good. One of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah, and that's Matt, DC, Christy, and the guys. Yeah, done a great job.
It was a great day, and the whole vibe was brilliant.
Cool, and because we got back late in the evening and it was still going, so it's buzzing. We're really excited about the rest of the season.
Absolutely. And then that feeds over to today with the match that we have going on behind us, which again is another inter-club game, another friendly day.
A nice shot, yeah. It's the same kind of thing as yesterday, but it's more sort of 2s and 3s players. A couple of 1s players, Yogi's playing there, and J-Lo, Johnny Longcock. And it's good. We'll cover the last 20 overs to see if they get up to the 180 required off 40 overs. So, there
we go. Because of the circumstances at the moment, there won't be a league as we have previously known. However, Surrey have released kind of the way cricket is going to work competitively this season, and I think each club is put into a group and now compete for a cup. Is that right, Dan? Yeah,
and they've done it quite sensibly actually. It's they've tried to regionalise it so that people don't have to travel that far, because there are going to be travel issues. One person per car and that kind of thing. Yeah. So they've tried to sort of regionalise it, localise it. There's basically 8 teams in a group, so you play 7 games. We found out yesterday, I think, or Friday, who our group is, and boy, we are we're playing against some top teams. So we've got Sutton, we've got Leatherhead, we've got Epsom, we've got Dorking, Oxted, Chessington and Chipstead. So they're all either Div 1 or Div 2 clubs, and we're balls just got past us. And we are now a Div 3 club. So all of the teams are going to be in divisions of others. So it's going to be a tough test, a real tough test.
It's brilliant to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
In a competitive environment. And
definitely.
Maybe we wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So.
Well, I think, and given that, it looks to me from the nets and from yesterday, it looks like we should, on paper at least, be a stronger side than we have been for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
so
let's hope.
Be good to have that little test.
I think so.
Because there's no jeopardy, there's no ups and downs. So we're in Div 3 of the Championship for 2021, whatever happens. So yeah, it would be good to play against really, really good sides for the 7 games that we've got. Absolutely. It starts on the 25th of July.
Yes, so not next Saturday, the Saturday after.
Yeah, and I think we're trying to get a friendly next Saturday. I'm not sure who, but yeah, we'll have a match, and I'll almost certainly film that.
Perfect.
And well, the other thing that we've been doing, T, is we've actually been invited, either jointly or personally, to get involved in other people's podcasts or vodcasts, really.
Yeah.
Me and T were asked to guest on the Walton Ladale podcast. Walton Ladale is a cricket club in near Preston in Lancashire. Good bunch of lads, and they follow us, and they asked if we'd like to go on their podcast. So we did. It was all done on Zoom. We had good fun, and is that? No, and it was great. We got a link below. It was all good stuff. We talked about all sorts of things. We talked about development cricket. We talked about the COVID situation and how we're coping, and
captaincy. There was a nice chat on captaincy.
No, it was good. It was good. It was good to talk to guys from another club who obviously
and another county.
Yeah, almost another country. Sorry. Macclesfield Cricket Club, they have a podcast, and the guy that runs that, Miles Horner, he got hold of me and said would like to go on, and I did, and it was great, and he asked some really searching questions, and bizarrely he wanted to know all about my cricketing past. So if any of you out there want to understand or know anything about my cricketing past, then listen to that. Link below to both those podcasts, so if you fancy knowing a little bit more about what me and T have done and whatever, then there it is.
I'm just going to take us back to that last podcast when we flirted with the idea of talking about trust cricket
yes.
and development cricket.
Yes.
So I think we should lead into that and just discuss a little bit more about that.
Definitely.
And why that is a really, really good setup.
Yeah, I mean the trust. We first entered the Surrey Trust League in 2014. It's a league that is designed to bridge the gap between junior cricket and adult cricket, and the idea is that you have to have a certain number of players under the age of 21. I think it's 7 or 8, of which 4 have to be under 18. So, and then those that are over 21, they could be whoever you like. So you really can have your best, first team players playing with 14-year-olds, which is absolutely fantastic. We entered it in 2014, won, and then 2015 we won again, and which was an amazing feat for us. You were quite central to that whole process. Yeah, part of the team. It was great. Yeah, no, absolutely. And some people say that it looks like it's unfair because you have you have first 11 cricketers playing against 15, 16, 17-year-old lads, and it's kind of unfair. But what do you think to that?
I think it's a brilliant way of almost managing and manufacturing game scenarios that will allow younger players to practice what they do. Yeah. And I'll take it back to a particular game last year against it must have been Dorking or someone like that, where personally I think I got 100, which on the offset probably looks bad, but set up a really nice score batting first, and pretty much all of our younger players in that team were bowlers. So that then allowed us to go out in the second innings and actually have our younger players bowl all of our 40 overs and practice their bowling skills.
And they were 13 and 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
And we won the game. And we wouldn't have done if you hadn't been there to score 100.
Yeah, without a score on the board, then maybe they wouldn't have been able to do that. So I think there are arguments for both, but if it's managed properly, it can be really effective.
Well, and it's definitely worked for us. I mean, I would, as an observer of it, although I did actually play in the very first game against Purley, God knows why, but as an observer of these games, they've been really fantastic, and of the young players that starred in the 2014-15 back-to-back victories are really the heart of the first team. So it's George, it's Johnny, it's James, it's you, it's DC, it's
we were the bunch of players years ago that were the younger crop of players. So we've
and Tricky, of course.
And Tricky, obviously grown up kind of through that, and kind of the main base of the first team now. So definitely.
So highly recommended. And it'd be great if other counties do. I'm sure other counties do something similar, but it's a really, really good setup, and it's not about giving first 11 players a free ride. It really isn't.
No. Yeah. And now for Ask the Player, where we ask a selection of Sanderstead's finest some irrelevant questions. What's the best thing you did during lockdown?
Well, I did this one thing that I did every day that was quite good.
Yeah.
There isn't really much, to be honest. I didn't really do much. Drink. Oh yeah, my hair. I did my hair. I mean, that not necessarily a good thing, but I did my hair. That was something. There's not really anything else.
No, nothing from me.
Oh,
I didn't do anything.
No, I've actually got another thing. I did a fundraiser for SUCC. We did a 2-week running challenge. That was a good thing.
Best thing I did during lockdown? Playing Warzone with you, mate, was quite fun, even though you're so much better than me. That's got to be up there, because uni work was not fun.
Played golf.
Well, I had a kid.
Is the correct answer. I put on weight, lost it again, and then started working more up here to improve it for all players and around surrounding people.
What did you do during lockdown?
Nothing.
It's got to be the changing rooms, hasn't it? Changing rooms look amazing. Clubhouse, all of it.
I'm going to be boring and say refurb the clubhouse. I can't think of anything witty, really.
What is the best thing you did during lockdown?
Probably the best thing, I had a friend that was doing all my shopping, and I never had to go shopping once.
For me, first of all, thank you, Tyler, for paying your subs. I really appreciate that. That's a great start to the season. But in lockdown, my wife decided that we would feed the birds. So we have 2 bird feeders. We have squirrels trying to get up the pole, so she put Vaseline on the poles. So watching a squirrel try to climb up a pole and slide down and then try and get the Vaseline off its front was my favourite moment of lockdown.
Perfecto.
Hey guys, Greg McLean here. Today we're going to talk about a waist swing. You have the shiny side, rough side. You grip the ball like this. We're in lockdown. Forget about a waist swing. Let's have a glass of red. Let's go.
And now a piece that's very personal to me, Codgers Corner, where we ask some of my old chums, the SANDERSTEAD Codgers, some equally irrelevant questions.
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
My best memory at the club was a 100-ton not out versus Woking and Horsell back in the 80s.
Kidding the oppo, I was an overseas pro by coming out to bat wearing the late great Martin Crowe's Kiwi badged sun hat and jumper. They were completely fooled right up until I faced my first ball.
My most memorable moment at Sanderstead would have to be, I think, the win against Sevenoaks Wednesday, who hadn't lost for several years, and we needed 47 off the last 2 overs against our opening bowlers, and we scored 50 and won, which was wonderful.
I would say hitting a 6 at the Oval when I was about 15, I think, when I was playing some the one game of representative cricket that I ever played in my life. I managed to hit a 6 into the Pavilion at the Oval, right in front of where my old man was sitting. So I'd quite enjoyed that. Something else I think I'm quite proud of is being instrumental in bringing Dan Allen to the club. So if it hadn't been for that and Dan's immediate attraction to SANDERSTEAD and all it offered, just remember that some other club now will be benefiting from the video revolution that's been going on for the last 5 or 10 years.
Playing for Northwood Purley against Caterham in 1977, I took a hat-trick. Unsurprisingly, all 3 were caught.
My 9 for 27 against Leatherhead for the Threes on the 7th of June 1997.
So, here I am, the Cornish Coley. If you'll indulge me for a moment, my most memorable feat on a cricket pitch was 153 not out for the Threes away at Guildford City, chasing 260 in 40 overs on a reasonably short boundary. I have to be truthful.
I suppose you could describe it as a feat. It was a Sunday game I played at Old Grammarians in the 1990s, early 1990s. Fielding the whole day at basically mid-off, mid-on. 9 catches came my way, of which I managed to drop 4. So I caught 5, and they were almost identical. So I should have caught all of them. So Andy Isherwood, straight after the game, just coined the phrase Tommy Sherlock 5 from 9, and I still get called that to this day, particularly by Andy.
And now for this week's Man in the Field, where what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the refurbishment work that's happened in the Pavilion over the off-season. Man in the Field. Well, welcome to Man in the Field. Just going to take you through the new refurb in the clubhouse, and this is the socially distanced new bar serving system. You come up to this window here and you order a pint of Pilgrim, please, Barky.
Yeah, no worries.
That's Josh, I'm sure you know. And then you come in here and pick the drink up. Josh is going to take us through. We've done a lot of work in here. Hello, T.
Morning.
And there we go. Splendid. Thank you very much.
So yeah, as you can see, we got the newly refurbished bar. Just added a lick of coat or paint to it, shall I say. Looking much better stock this season. Keithy's done a brilliant job. You know, he bats, he bowls, he does everything else. Puts cream on his receding hairline. Yeah.
Swings it both ways and the ball.
And the ball, yeah. That's how you work.
God, the glasses almost look clean.
They almost look clean. And we actually found out if you put detergent in the glass washer, it actually cleans the glasses. We were just using hot water. I know.
Good. Anyway, so what are the major things? I mean, I know you've done a lot of work in here with
just major things.
Rusty and Brad.
We ripped off the Hessian. As you can see, the walls are looking magnificent in white. A bit of grey added to the give it a bit of character, I suppose. Obviously kept the theme of the hockey club as well.
Yes.
Added a few old school photos, as you can see.
Yes. Well, hang on. I'm just going to close in on this one. Here is our great the guy that really is responsible for this club, Harley Sherlock, there collecting his MBE from the Queen. Anyway.
I'll get mine soon. Don't you worry.
Of course.
No, we've just added a few good features, make it a bit more of a feel of a cricket club. Some good old oak barrels. I'm sure we'll find a few chaps there on a Sunday morning. And then just added a few photos, so just gave it a bit of a spruce up, really.
Excellent.
Quality laminated flooring as well, as you expect. Only the finest for SANDERSTEAD.
Indeed. And we've got a game on. There's a juniors game on.
Sunday 11s inter-club match.
Very good. That's what it is. Excellent. Yeah. Well, anyway, Josh, thank you very much, mate.
No problem.
That's splendid.
If you need your house sold or anything like that, just give me a shout.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So, T.
Bonjour.
Well, that's probably it for this week's Silly Point.
I think this is a wonderful time to sign off and say thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Peace out from me.
And from me. Cheers. Oh, yes. That's gone before. Dell's going to be livid. Let's look at Dell. Oh, a double teapot. A double teapot from Dell. That's magnificent.
I don't care, I just want to get home.